just imagine, white women benefit the most from affirmative action, and they were just on here dragging the shit out of it.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
By this point, y'all already know what I'm going to tell you. ForTheCulturePodcast.com is lit right now. On Tuesday, this past Tuesday, we released an episode entitled Reclaiming My Throne. Reclaiming My Throne. So go ahead on ForTheCulturePodcast.com to listen to it. It's a whole hour and like 10 minutes long, I think. Get your live. Tell us what you think. Justin J and I are, as usual, excited to be able to keep presenting this to you guys. I don't know if y'all want me to stop talking about it, but I'm still so proud of this fucking ebook that I just released in celebration of me reaching 50,000 subscribers. So if you have not gotten it yet, there's a link in the description, link in the first comment, sweetheart. Go ahead and click that link, sweetie, and tell me what you think. Took a couple of years writing this, kind of based off of my life experiences, trying to make sure it's perfect too. So I'd love it if you guys check it out, and also make sure that you have signed up to my Patreon, patreon.com/ageexpression. Get your live. Let's get into the goddamn tea. First of all, Trump said we shouldn't leave town until healthcare is complete. That's what he said on July 19th, and yet on Friday he's about to leave for a 17-day vacation. What do you need a vacation for? I'm not seeing anything that you haven't passed any type of legislation. You tried to drag the fuck out of ACA, and every attempt has ended up in failure. So it's just like, I'm failing to understand what vacation your ass is actually going to take. Like, what are you taking a vacation from? What have you actually been doing? What have you actually been getting accomplished, except making inflammatory ass tweets to get our attentions off of the fact that they're coming for your wig with these investigations? You know what I mean? You thought that you were giving me somebody Cersei Lannister. You thought that you were that girl. You thought you were going to be fear-mongering type of tease. And you end up looking foolish and silly going for a 17-day vacation while not getting any fucking work done. Vacations should be saved for those who actually do some type of work. That's what they were created for. So you can recharge yourself. You're not working throughout the whole goddamn year. You're going to take a vacation after doing nothing. And it really upsets me. But I can see that you are even more upset than I am, because you recently told the news, you told somebody, you said the White House is a real dump. So I guess I understand why you're always trying to flee it, why you're always trying to play golf, but sweetheart, you're playing games, and I'm telling you who's not playing games. It's that grand jury, sweetheart, and I'll talk about that later. But what I really want to talk about is the fact that the Trump administration wants to investigate colleges for discrimination against white applicants based off of the whole affirmative action type of shit. It is baffling to me how the only thing that brings some of these conservatives together is the fact that they think that white people have been such victims, and I'm trying to figure out in which area of society and life white people as a whole, the majority of white people, just are underrepresented and have no privilege, and I'm coming up short. I'm coming up with 0 areas of society. The girls were out there dragging affirmative action, and when this came out, you should have seen Twitter, sweetheart. You should have seen the online realm was dragging the shit out of affirmative action. Oh, girl. Oh, it's just because they're niggers, they just get into jobs and shit. They just get into these workplaces. They get into these colleges and shit. It's only because they're niggers. Girl, we aren't even the ones, as to be expected with any type of legislation that passes in the United States. We aren't even the ones who are benefiting fully from it. It's white women that are benefiting from affirmative action the most, girl. Look it up. The research has been done. I'm not gonna be y'all motherfucking babysitter, bitch. Do a Google search and you'll find that shit out. Before I get into the tea, because some of y'all need some examples to help explain this shit to you, Jack Daniels is a well-known whiskey company. Just now, the ex-slave who taught Jack Daniels how to make that shit, how to make whiskey, is now getting his own foundation. Oh, bitch, now let's honor him after he is reduced to goddamn dust. This is what I mean by systemic problems. We have a slave who taught this person how to make this whiskey, and he developed that shit into a whole empire that lasted up until today, simply because of his social status, simply because of where society put his ass. This slave was not allowed to use that same formula to make an empire of his own. So one family got generations upon generations upon generations of wealth, and the other has to start from scratch, even though he was the mastermind behind what is known today as Jack Daniels whiskey. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't understand how people can wake up with privilege, wake up with higher social status, wake up with higher life chances, wake up up in the lap of luxury, wake up with immediately more opportunities simply because of the value that society put on their skin color. You wake up with all of that shit. But the minute a minority who has been underrepresented, underserved by society is offered some type of assistance, all of a sudden now, oh, well, girl, they're freeloaded, girl, they got that shit just because they're a minority. Bitch, you got all your goddamn privilege because you just woke the fuck up. You didn't work for all that shit. It was passed down to your ass. So yes, girl, affirmative action was put into place to help even out the playing field, bitch, and it will never be even. It will never be even. I don't understand, for people who have secured generational wealth over and over, for people who have secured higher levels in society over and over and over again, I don't understand why everyone is so shook by minorities getting a helping hand. Girl, y'all are fine. Y'all ain't gonna be knocked the fuck away just because minorities are getting the resources they need finally after centuries. Girl, y'all had centuries of a head start. What is making y'all so nervous? Like, why are y'all getting so anxious that these measly ass resources that y'all barely want to fund are being given to minority groups? Girl, you had light years of a head start, girl. Don't worry, sweetie. You'll still be white and seasonless. Don't worry. Your culture that comes from stealing other cultures will be safe, girl. There's nothing to be scared about. It just really baffles me that it's these type of conversations that we're having when it comes to Trump's administration. There's no telling what he's also doing behind closed doors, but I can tell you what he's doing online, okay? So I think it's his daughter-in-law is now this host of a program online, I think it's on Donald Trump's Facebook, that he calls Real News. So in order to try and battle what he feels is fake news, when in all actuality it's just any news station that is delivering truth, dragging him with these leaks, in order to battle, I guess, all the negative ass press that he's receiving, he decided to put his Fiona from Shrek built ass daughter-in-law in front of a webcam or some shit on his Facebook page and calling it Real News and thinking that he's going to go ahead and just warp the whole media industry and turn all that negative press into good press from a fucking Facebook webcam show. Girl, if you don't sit your ass down, the only thing that you'll be doing is setting up some type of cult like you already have, but you're just emboldening them. You're just making it easier for them to have circle jerks and come together to continue to be this bigoted, racist ass flock of vampires, okay, basket of deplorables that they already have been in the past. Trust and believe when I say, trust me and believe me when I say that Donald Trump's daughter-in-law is the last person I want to see on anybody's platform presenting anything from Donald Trump's campaign or camp as real news, okay? He tried this whole fake, I don't know what it is with Donald Trump and renaming shit. Girl, instead of calling it fake news, you could just call it real tea that will lead to my impeachment. And I know that's a mouthful, but I feel like it would be more truthful, sweetheart. Donald Trump is really serving me Wilbur from the Charlotte's Web, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. It really makes me uncomfortable every time he comes on my screen. Every time that he comes on my screen, I want to go ahead and ask Comcast why they didn't censor out this X-rated, gruesome bullshit from my TV screen. You know what I mean? I didn't sign up for this. I'm sure that there are rules from the FCC that should prohibit his ugly ass face from ending up without any censor box, without any pixelation on my screen like that. It's actually an offense to my eyes, and I might go ahead and ask Comcast what the tea is. I might ask them if they're actually following federal guidelines when it comes to censoring out things, you know, making things more family friendly, whatever, censoring things out, giving me a warning, maybe even a trigger warning at least, every time he pops up on my fucking screen. And before we talk about the last and final kicker, I wanted to go ahead and speak on this Black America show that's going on, girl. I mean, in response to Confederate that these people are apparently planning at HBO, Amazon has said that, girl, we think we're about to do a show called Black America, honey. And what it is after the North wins, sweetheart, black people are given, I think it is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read that black people will be given the southern states as reparations for all the work that they asses did for free. Now, I would be interested in seeing that type of show, bitch. And as I said with Confederate, I want it all to be produced by black people. I want executive producers as black people. I want everybody involved to be very black and to have a story to tell. I really hope that this can actually come to fruition, because I would watch that. I saw that No Confederate was trending. I think it was a top trend during Game of Thrones. Girl, y'all hoes have got to have a PR strategy now. Y'all need damage control now, because if people are not getting the answers that they want, from you guys, Dan and Dad, girl, no Confederate is going to trend every time Game of Thrones comes on. And it's gonna stay in y'all image. Y'all need to, and I know that y'all are talking about, oh, well, girl, y'all need to judge it when you see it. No, girl. Obviously, it's gonna be really bad for your brand. And I know the show might make money regardless, just because there's so many people who, you know, get her done built bitches who will watch the shit and have orgasms over the fact that this is an alternate reality, an alternate universe in which black people are still slaves. Even though the prison system and all this bullshit, lack of access to education and healthcare, all that shit, it's still a form of slavery, legalized slavery. But we're not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, they know they'll make a whole lot of money because these Confederate flag waving ass bitches are gonna get so hard. Bitch, their dick's gonna be so hard, it's gonna be so wet. Just imagining this type of reality, so they know people are gonna tune in, but it's gonna look really bad, especially if no Confederate was the top trend, girl. Y'all need to figure out something, you need to figure it out fast. Girl, last and definitely not least, we have the grand jury, girl. Mueller set up this motherfucking grand jury. He said, girl, get the tea. That's what it is, girl. Now, I read online, sweetie, the grand jury being appointed, you know, in response to Donald Trump and all this Russia collusion and shit like that, especially with the election. The grand jury being appointed is the early stages of investigation. It's not in the late stages, okay? So what this means is that there was enough evidence, like they were working the case and they found enough evidence that, you know, an investigation can be really prompted, and they say, girl, this tea is too hot for us not to get this shit moving, so the shit is just now moving, in other words. So that's why they had this grand jury being appointed. Charges may be sought after. It's not definite right now, but this is a good sign, okay? For those of you who do not understand it fully, honestly, I don't understand it fully either. I don't know the inner workings of these political systems. I read up and I did research, and I found out that this is just the early stages of investigation. So this is the first hurdle. There will be many more hurdles to come. It is not going to be as simple as, girl, ha ha, you did it, bitch, pointing fingers and lock you up. Girl, no ma'am, they need more than he say, she say, sweetheart. They need to get the real tea, they need to get some hard ass evidence, and this is what this grand jury is going to make happen, okay? They're going to go after subpoenas, sweetheart. They're the ones that can seek indictments, sweetheart. Like, this is the tea that we've been looking for, and I'm glad that we have it. It's going to take some time, it's gonna take many months. So girl, I'm ready. I'm ready. Donald Trump, they coming for your wig and you can't renege. They coming for your wig and you can't renege. They coming for your wig and you can't renege. They coming for your wig, bitch, and you can't renege. Girl, you can't renege. You can't take that shit back, girl, cause we seen it, girl. The grand jury's gonna dive in. Bitch, they're gonna dive in like Tom Daly, bitch. They're gonna dive in like Michael Phelps. They're gonna dive into this motherfucking investigation. They're gonna dive into these evidence, bitch. They're gonna dive into y'all metadata, bitch. They're gonna dive into y'all laptops and emails and shit, girl. They're gonna find the tea, bitch. You're gonna find the tea. You can't hang with me, bitch. You gon' get impeached. They're gonna find the tea. You can't hang with me. You're gonna get impeached, bitch. They're gonna find the tea. Oh, bitch, you can't hang with me, cause they're gonna find the tea. They gon' find the tea, and bitch, what? You gon' get impeached. Bitch, I'm good goddamn evening.